Hansel and Grethel. A long time ago, a poor man lived near a big forest. He was a woodcutter. He had a wife and 2 children from his first marriage. Their names were Hansel and Grethel. They did not have much food. One day, there was no food in the land. The woodcutter could not even get bread. One evening, he was sad in his bed. He said to his wife, "What will we do? We have no food for our children. We don't even have enough for ourselves." His wife said, "Husband, we will take them to the forest very early in the morning. We will make a fire for them and give them some bread. Then we will leave them there. They will not find their way home. We will be free of them." The woodcutter said, "No, wife, I cannot do that. How can you leave my children alone in the forest? Wild animals will come and hurt them." "Oh, you are silly," she said. "Then all 4 of us will die of hunger. You should make our coffins." She kept talking until he agreed. He said, "I will be sad for the poor children." The 2 children were hungry, so they were awake. They heard what their stepmother said. Grethel cried and asked Hansel, "What will happen to us?" Hansel said, "Don't cry, Grethel. I will help you." When their parents were asleep, Hansel got up. He put on his coat and went outside. The moon was bright. White stones by the door looked like silver. Hansel picked up many stones and put them in his pocket. He went back to Grethel and said, "Don't worry, sister. Sleep well. God will help us." Then he went back to bed. The next morning, before the sun, the wife woke the children. "Get up, lazy ones. We are going to the forest to cut wood." She gave them each a piece of bread. "This is your lunch. Don't eat it yet. You will get no more." Grethel put her bread in her apron because Hansel's pocket was full of stones. They all started walking. After a short walk, Hansel stopped. He looked back at the house many times. His father said, "Hansel, what are you looking at? Why are you slow? Hurry up." Hansel said, "Oh, father, I am looking at my white cat on the roof. I am saying goodbye." "You are silly," said the wife. "That is not a cat. It is the sun on the white chimney." But Hansel was not looking at a cat. Each time he stopped, he dropped a stone from his pocket onto the path. They came to the middle of the forest. The father told the children to get wood. He would make a fire so they would not be cold. Hansel and Grethel gathered a small pile of twigs. They lit the fire. When the fire was big, the wife said, "Children, sit by the fire and rest. We will go into the forest and cut wood. When we are ready, I will come and call you." Hansel and Grethel sat by the fire. At noon, they each ate their bread. They heard an axe hitting wood. They thought their father was near, but it was not an axe. It was a branch tied to a dry tree. The wind made it hit the tree. They waited so long that their eyes closed. They fell asleep. When they woke up, it was dark. Grethel began to cry. "How will we get out of the wood?" Hansel tried to make her feel better. He said, "Wait for the moon to rise. Then we will quickly find the way." The moon soon shone. Hansel took his sister's hand. They followed the stones. The stones shone like silver coins and showed them the way. They walked all night. When day came, they reached their father's house. They knocked on the door. When the wife opened it and saw Hansel and Grethel, she said, "You bad children, why did you sleep so long in the forest? We thought you were never coming home." But their father was very happy. He was sad about leaving them alone. Soon, there was little food again everywhere. One night, the children heard their stepmother talking to their father. "All the food is gone again. We have only half a loaf of bread left. The children must go. We will take them deeper into the forest. Then they cannot find their way back. This is the only way for us." But her husband felt sad. He thought, "It is better to share the last bread with the children." His wife did not listen to him. She argued with him a lot. The children were awake and heard them. When the old people were asleep, Hansel got up. He wanted to pick up stones again, but the wife had locked the door. He could not go out. Still, he told Grethel, "Don't cry. Sleep well. God will not leave us." Early in the morning, the stepmother came. She pulled them out of bed. She gave them each a slice of bread. It was smaller than before. On the way, Hansel broke his bread in his pocket. He stopped often and dropped crumbs on the path. "Hansel, why do you stop and look around?" said the father. "Stay on the path." "I am looking at my little dove," answered Hansel. "It is saying goodbye to me." "Silly," said the wife. "That is not a dove. It is only the sun on the chimney." But Hansel kept dropping crumbs as they walked. The mother took the children deep into the forest. They had never been there before. She made a very big fire. She said to them, "Sit here and rest. When you are tired, you can sleep for a little while. We are going to cut wood. In the evening, when we are ready, we will come and get you." At noon, Grethel shared her bread with Hansel. Hansel had scattered his bread on the path. Then they went to sleep. But evening came, and no one came for the poor children. In the dark night, they woke up. Hansel made his sister feel better. He said, "Just wait, Grethel, until the moon comes out. Then we will see the breadcrumbs I dropped. They will show us the way home." The moon shone, and they got up. But they could not see any crumbs. Thousands of birds in the woods and fields had eaten them all. Hansel kept telling Grethel, "We will soon find the way." But they did not. They walked all night and the next day. Still, they did not get out of the forest. They were so hungry. They had nothing to eat but berries from the bushes. Soon, they were so tired they could not walk. They lay down under a tree and slept. It was now the third morning since they left their father's house. They still walked. But they went deeper and deeper into the forest. Hansel saw that if no help came soon, they would die of hunger. Around noon, they saw a beautiful white bird on a branch. It sang very sweetly. They stopped and listened. It soon stopped and flew away. They followed it. It flew to a small house. It sat on the roof. When they got close, they saw the house was made of bread and cakes. The windows were made of clear sugar. "We will go in there," said Hansel. "We will have a great feast. I will eat a piece of the roof. You can eat the window. Won't they be sweet?" Hansel reached up and broke a piece off the roof to taste it. Grethel went to the window and began to bite it. Then a sweet voice called from inside, "Tap, tap, 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 who is knocking at my door?" The children answered, "The wind, the wind, a child of heaven." They kept eating. Hansel thought the roof tasted very good. He tore off a big piece. Grethel broke a large round piece from the window and sat happily. Just then, the door opened. A very old woman came out. She walked with crutches. Hansel and Grethel were so scared they dropped what they were holding. But the old woman nodded her head. She said, "Oh, dear children, what brought you here? Come in and stay with me. Nothing bad will happen to you." She took both their hands and led them into her house. There was good food on the table, milk and pancakes with sugar, apples, and nuts. In the back room were 2 nice little beds with white covers. Hansel and Grethel lay down and felt like they were in heaven. The old woman was kind to them, but she was really a wicked witch. She trapped children. She built the bread house to bring them in. As soon as they were in her power, she killed them, cooked them, and ate them. She made a big party on that day. Witches have red eyes and cannot see very far, but they can smell very well, like wild animals, so they know when children come near. When Hansel and Grethel came near the witch's house, she laughed. She said, "Here come two who will not get away from me." Early in the morning, before they woke up, she went to them. She saw them sleeping happily with their chubby red cheeks. She mumbled to herself, "That will be a good bite." Then she took Hansel with her rough hands. She put him in a small cage with a door made of bars. He screamed loudly, but it did not help. Next, she shook Grethel until she woke up. The witch said, "Get up, lazy girl. Get some water to cook something good for your brother. He must stay in that cage and get fat. When he is fat enough, I will eat him." Grethel began to cry, but it was no use. The old witch made her do what she wanted. So, a nice meal was cooked for Hansel, but Grethel only got a crab's claw. Every morning, the old witch came to the cage. She said, "Hansel, put out your finger so I can feel if you are getting fat." But Hansel put out a bone. The old woman could not see well. She thought it was his finger. She was very surprised that he was not getting fatter. 4 weeks passed. Hansel was still thin. She lost her patience. She would not wait longer. "Grethel!" she shouted in anger. "Get some water quickly! Whether Hansel is fat or thin, this morning I will kill and cook him." Oh, how the poor little sister was sad. She had to get the water. Tears ran fast down her cheeks. "Dear good God, help us now!" she cried. "If only the wild animals in the forest had eaten us, then we would have died together." But the old witch shouted, "Stop that noise! It will not help you." So early in the morning, Grethel had to go out and fill the pot and make a fire. "First, we will bake," said the old woman. "I have already heated the oven and mixed the dough." She pushed poor Grethel to the oven. Flames were burning strongly from it. "Crawl in," said the witch, "and see if it is hot enough. Then we will put in the bread." But she planned to close the oven door when Grethel was inside. She wanted to bake Grethel too and eat her with Hansel. Grethel understood what the witch was thinking. She said, "I don't know how to do it. How will I get in?" "You stupid goose," said the witch. "The opening is big enough. Look, I could even get in myself." She got up and put her head into the oven. Then Grethel gave her a push. The witch fell right in. Grethel closed the iron door and locked it. Oh, how terribly she screamed. But Grethel ran away. She left the wicked witch to burn to ashes. Now she ran to Hansel. She opened his door and called out, "Hansel, we are safe. The old witch is dead." So he jumped out, like a bird from its cage when the door is open. They were so happy. They hugged each other and kissed many times. Now there was nothing to fear. They went into the witch's house. In every corner were boxes full of pearls and valuable stones. "These are better than pebbles," said Hansel. He put as many as he could in his pocket. Grethel thought, "I will take some too," and filled her apron. "We must go now," said Hansel, "and get out of this magic forest." But after walking for 2 hours, they came to a big river. "We cannot cross," said Hansel. "I see no bridge." "And there is no boat either," said Grethel. "But a white duck is swimming. I will ask her to help us cross." And she sang, "Little duck, good little duck, Grethel and Hansel, here we stand. There is no fence nor bridge. Take us on your back to land." So the duck came to them. Hansel sat on it and told his sister to sit behind him. "No," answered Grethel. "That will be too much for the duck. She should take us one at a time." The good little bird did this. When both were safely on the other side, they walked a little way. They came to a forest they knew. With every step, they knew it better. At last, they saw their father's house. Then they began to run. They ran into the house and fell into their father's arms. He had not been happy since he left the children in the forest, and his wife was dead. Grethel shook her apron. Pearls and valuable stones rolled out onto the floor. Hansel threw out handful after handful from his pocket. Then all their sadness ended. They lived together very happily.